Friends, I know what you're wondering. Why does John have that camera zoomed in so close today? Well, the reason is today we're going to be talking about small knives. And why are we talking about small knives today? Well, that is because the manufacturer sent us a knife to review, and it's kind of on the small side. Alright? But since the manufacturer sent us that knife, that means one of y'all viewing here, one of my subscribers, is going to win that knife. Okay? So stay tuned to the whole video, and later in the video I'll tell you what you got to do for your chance to win that knife right there. Okay? But as usual, when we bring out a new knife, we drag out some of the older knives in the collection because, you know, that's the only time they get to come out of the box and show themselves off a little bit. So let's just run through them real quick. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on them. Here is the Case Peanut. Nice little 2-blade clip point. Got a little pin blade in there with it. Okay. That's a nice little knife. This one here. This is the Case Tiny Toothpick. It's a little single blade, fillet style. Okay. Nice little knife. Alright. Next up, we have the Small Stockman. Alright. That's got a 3-bladed knife. It's got a clip, little sheep's foot, and another pin or spear. And that sheep's foot almost looks like a Warncliffe because of how tapered it is, but pretty sure it's supposed to be a sheep's foot. Tell me what you think. Anyway, Small Stockman. Nice little knife. Next up is another Small Stockman. This is just the Shepherd Hills lizard skin. Okay. Just had it out there with that one. Alright. And here is a small muskrat. That's in that Bengal tiger bone. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? And that has 2 of your little Skinner blades that the muskrat is famous for. Okay? Nice little knife. And this one here, with its rattleskin bone scales and its little rattlesnake on the blade right there. I don't know if you can see that. That is probably the smallest one in my collection. Alright, but these all dwarf that knife. Alright, now I don't normally carry those, but I do carry these quite often. Alright, and this here is the Spyderco Grasshopper. It's a pretty small knife, you know. Keychain knife is what I consider it. I got this little BS lanyard on here. Makes it a lot easier to pull out of my pocket. When I reach in there, I can feel for that lanyard instead of feeling for the knife, because it's hard to feel sometimes when you got change or keys in your pocket, but that lanyard makes it pretty easy. And these little grasshoppers, let me tell you, I think they're Chinese-made Spydercos, but man, they stay sharp a long time. You know, people complain, but it's a nice little knife, you know. Thing is like a scalpel. So, handy. You know, you can still cut a steak with it if you need to. And open letters and boxes and all kinds of stuff. So, nice little lightweight, out of sight, out of mind, little knife. And this is the same knife, except for this is the newer G10 version they came out with earlier this year. I got that off of Blade HQ. I think they have them in blue and maybe some other colors. Okay, but once again, it's just too small for my hand to try to open that up. Alright, so that is some of my small knife collection. Just want to show those real quick. I know you are anxious to see this new knife, so let's talk about it. Now this knife here was sent to us by Tightener, okay? And you've probably seen these guys on Facebook, stuff like that. They have a lot of ads on there, and I believe they're on Amazon too. And this knife is the Falcon, alright? So let's go ahead and check out this knife. And I told you it's small. Look how small that is. Okay, there's the keychain. Alright. Well, this is going to be very difficult to keep this little guy in focus. Well, this is all titanium, except for the keychain and the actual blade. Alright. It's a folding knife. It doesn't lock. Let's go ahead and open that up. As you can see, it has these removable little scalpel blades. Alright. Very small. Very small. Alright, you want to see it next to the little Spyderco. Alright, so there it is up against the Spyderco Grasshopper. So you can see, it is a small knife. Now I do have 2 extra large hands. So somebody with medium hands or small hands, it's going to look a lot bigger in their hand than mine. Okay? That's why I want to compare it to some other knives. Alright? There's the Buck Spitfire. Okay? Big difference, right? And here's that Case Peanut. Okay? So you can get an idea of the size of those knives. Alright? Pretty small. Very narrow. Even compared to the Grasshopper. The Grasshopper is pretty narrow. But that tightener is very narrow. Alright, so you say, what good is that knife? Well, let's talk about that real quick. So, this knife, yep, it would fit on a keychain, very easy. It would hang on your necklace. I mean, come on. I'll post the weight here in the video. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but this thing weighs nothing. I guarantee you this ring weighs more than that knife. Alright, and the other cool thing about it is you don't sharpen it. They sent a whole bunch of these replaceable blades. Alright, now they gave me about 20 of them, but looking at the number on here, from what I can tell, is they're all the same. So I don't know if they make different blades for the Falcon or not. I know they have a Falcon 2.0 and that one does have different blades. But check this out. It's a sterile surgical blade sterilized by gamma radiation. Ain't that what the Incredible Hulk got, was gamma rays? Not sure. Well, look at that. It's green too, like the Hulk. So if you need just a little knife, I mean, if you want to open a letter or something like that, I don't see you cutting a steak with this knife. It'll definitely open up a letter. It'll definitely open up a package, as long as it's not a big one, you know. And, you know, maybe you got some little fine detail work you want to do, you know, and you need to cut something out, you know. That's definitely going to do detail work. And that is like having a handy little razor blade there. So, I guess it all depends on what you do on a daily basis. You know, what you need a knife for. It's not exactly my cup of tea, okay? But, you know, I can see it being handy to keep, you know, maybe in a little pouch or something, you know, in your vehicle, just so you have a blade. So changing the blade is going to be a little difficult for people that are a little long on years like me, and our eyes are not what they used to be, okay? But what you got to do is you got to get this blade parallel to the handle right here. Alright, you can see that blade there. See how that's shaped. And somehow, without cutting yourself, you have to pry up on this and pull out at the same time. And it is a little difficult. So I think it's better to take some pliers Try to get, and once you get it pushed up at the end, you just kind of slide it out like that. Okay, but my fingers are too fat to make that happen without a pair of pliers. And then to go back on, as you can see, that's how it's shaped. And there's your groove there, so you have to get it started. Let's see here. Get it started here. And then slide it in. Oop. See? That's why you gotta be careful. It doesn't lock, so that's a downfall. If I was gonna say something to Titaner about what they need to do with this, it would be a lock. Okay? I don't think it would be too hard for them to add some kind of little liner lock to this to keep it from closing on you. Okay? It does snap, you can hear it, but it doesn't have much retention. But that's kind of okay while you're using it, because really you're going to be grabbing it up here. So it shouldn't fold on your hand. Okay? You hold it up here, or you're pushing down on the table like that with your finger on the back. But changing that blade, that's where it gets tricky. Okay, so here's their website, and that is the Falcon 1.0 micro knife. Alright, looks like it retails for $49. Comes in a few different colors, it looks like. And you can go to their website and learn all about this little micro knife. Okay? And like I said, they have a 2.0 too. And it looks like they also got them on Amazon for $39.99. Alright, and it does come with different types of blades, as you can see there. Different scalpels to go on there. So I think they got them in a couple different colors. There's your specs. And a little bit more detail on it there. Looks like it's got a review of 4.1 out of 33. So, anyway, Titaner has a lot of other cool stuff made out of titanium as well, so you should go check them out. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the Titaner Falcon? Little scalpel knife, keychain knife. Well, it's not exactly my cup of tea. Like I said, I usually carry a lot bigger knives. I have 2 extra large hands, so it is a little bit difficult. And it was a little difficult for me to change those blades. Alright, but other than that, I mean, if somebody wanted something super light, okay, because you definitely won't feel this on your keychain. Now, if you put something like the Spyderco Grasshopper on your keychain, yeah, it's going to be dangling around, you know, on your steering wheel. But this one is so light right here, you're definitely not going to feel it. So, if you're somebody that just normally doesn't carry a knife because you don't like to carry a lot of things, this might be something for you, okay? Because it is so light, you won't even notice it. And plus, you know, if you're not one to go out and sharpen your knife, you're not going to carry a knife very often. But with the scalpel knife, where you get a whole bunch of these blades, okay, you can have these, and when that sucker gets dull, just change them out, right? Maybe even if you had this in a first aid kit or something in your bug out bag, all right? You had to do some emergency surgery, huh? I don't know. Maybe a little scalpel would be handy to have. But I don't think you're going to cut your steak with it. You're not going to butcher a deer, or even a squirrel for that matter, with this knife. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that find plenty of use for it and think it is just dandy. Okay, so what do you got to do to win this knife? This little Titaner Falcon? Well, and get you that knife plus all these blades. Look at that. We got a ton of them here, okay? So you got probably a lifetime supply of blades for this thing. So you can get all of that. And all you got to do is guess a number. I don't know how many subscribers we have today. Probably something like 4,300. So 1 through 4,300. Go to the comment section of the video. You got to make sure you're subscribed, all right? So go ahead and take a moment now. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Share it to any of your friends who might like similar knife content like this. All right? Once you got that done, go to the comment section of this video. Pick a number, 1 through 4,300. Put your number in the comment section. And what I'm going to do is right after I make this video, I'm going to write a number down, and I'm going to stick it in this box. And I don't know, about 2 weeks from now, we'll do a drawing after everybody's had a chance to put their numbers in. Let's just call it, it's Sunday, 2 Sundays from today. We'll do a drawing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm just going to post a video. I'm not going to reach out and find you. I'm going to post another video and say, hey, you won. Come claim it. And if you don't claim, then I give it to the next guy. Okay? All right. So, Titaner, tell me what you think about this knife in the comments. All right? Is it something you would spend $39 of your money on? Have you bought any other Titaner products? What do you think of them? All right? Like to hear from you. Other than that, thanks for viewing and stay safe.